Hey, hello everyone. It's 9 o'clock on Monday. This is day 8 of Vine Health live updates on the COVID-19 pandemic. I started this a week ago now just to keep people informed about what's going on, how to stay safe, how to help other people stay safe as well. And also to make sure that the news you're listening to is fact and not fiction, because again, there's been a lot of fiction, a lot of rumors, a lot of things that they say will help prevent people from getting COVID-19 and all of that. And also to bring some hope, because this will not go on forever. It won't go on forever. It will go on for the time it's supposed to go on for, and if everybody obeys all the instructions, it'll probably go on for a couple of months, and then we'll all be back to normal. So don't forget to plan for that time. So we didn't have an update yesterday because yesterday was Sunday, and I felt like that was a time for you to all just relax and turn off your phones and just focus on your wellness and your spiritual growth rather than listening to more and more news. I'm assuming that most people are working from home, unless you are on the front line. Then obviously you have to go in and help other people. So if you're not able to watch it live, please watch it in your own time, and please post some comments and some questions for tomorrow. Please just tag us, Ask Vine Health for any questions, and then we will sort of answer them. So, I mean, the question I had on Facebook, which said about, or someone who works in a care home and wanted to know whether to go in or not to go in. And I think I answered that fairly okay on Facebook. But the main thing is that the very vulnerable patients are in residential homes and care homes. So really, they shouldn't be having visitors from the outside. And obviously, they will still need staff to go in and help them. But if they're not having visitors from the outside, then they're not vulnerable. And then you need to really socially isolate yourself at home so that you're only going to help them and staying home. And obviously, also, you should be given the right gear at work as well. So that's pretty much that. I hope you have been able to go into work and really just keep yourself safe and keep your residents safe as well. But now the latest thing really in the UK particularly is what is around social distancing and shielding and the difference between the two. Now we have social distancing, everybody's been talking about for the last few weeks. But now that we've also gone a step further to what we call shielding. So I'll tell you the difference between the two, social distancing and shielding. I don't want to focus too much on people that have been infected and deaths. And yes, the deaths are rising, but let's look at what we can do to keep this infection or the viral illness from spreading. It's a severe respiratory illness, and we want to keep preventing from spreading. So social distancing, as we said, is making sure that you keep at least 2 meters between yourself and anybody else. So if you're outside, make sure that there's 2 meters between you and whoever is outside there. If you're in a queue, keep a lot of distance. You know, I think in Denmark, they've actually put spots on the floor in shops so that people just stay far away from each other. Yesterday, I went to a shop and someone came quite close to me and I was like, okay, you know, you need to maintain a distance. You need to be far apart, so 2 meters. So all of us should be doing that, maintaining that social distance anywhere we go. The things that we're seeing on the tube this morning and in the shops, it's not a good idea. And what I think is that the government is going to actually shut down everything, because I don't think people are listening to the idea of maintaining that 2 meter distance between them and the other person. So that's social distancing for the general public. Now we have strict social distancing for people who are vulnerable. So people who, if they get this illness, they will really, really, really be ill. That's the first category. And those people are people that are sort of 70 and above, people who are under 70 but also have underlying conditions, several conditions. If you want to know the specific conditions, send a message and I will send them to you. Also, that's strict social distancing. Now we then go a step further and talk about shielding. So shielding is when we protect the people with the highest vulnerability in our society from getting this illness. It means that these people have to stay indoors, completely isolated, not open to the outside world at all, unless if it is absolutely necessary. So, and they have to do that for 12 weeks. So who are these people that must have no contact with the outside world for 12 weeks? In the UK, that's in the UK, they've put them into 6 categories of people. Again, if you want to know all of those people, I'll tell you, I'm happy to sort of send you a link for you to have a look at that. But those people are anyone who's had a solid organ transplant must be indoors for 12 weeks. Don't go and see them. Don't go and do anything. If you want to give them anything, you leave it at their door, but call them. They can look at you through the window, but you can't see them. You can't, because if they get the disease, they most likely will die. So they can't afford to get it. So they're going to be isolated for 12 weeks. And then we have group 1 is organ transplant people. We have the group 2s with cancers. We have the group 3s who have severe respiratory problems. We have the group 4s who have rare diseases, including sickle cell, homozygous sickle cell. We have people who are on immunosuppressed therapies. And then the group 6 is pregnant women who have heart conditions. So we have to shield these people and really, really prevent them from getting ill. So that's where we are in the UK. This is a very serious problem. So we have to make sure that we just nip this in the bud. Nigeria as well, the cases are climbing. And I think as of yesterday, I don't know about this morning, but as of yesterday, there were 30 cases that had been identified. I don't believe anybody is on respiratory support yet. And hopefully we won't get to that point. But the difficulty with Nigeria and what makes me slightly anxious is that there's no electronic health records, as in nationally worked electronic health records. The difficulty with tracing, contact tracing, I don't know what the quarantine facilities are. So that makes it very uncertain, because if the health system itself is weak, then how do you do your job, even with the best will in the world? And I know that Lagos State is trying so hard, and Sanwo-Olu is doing his very, very best. And everyone is trying to do their best with the tools they have. And the tools that we have in Nigeria are not very robust. And I hope that this time, God help us all to survive this time, that this will be a lesson for governments around the world to really make their health systems robust and strong and resilient. And that the minimum really is electronic health records that everyone should have. There should be no hospital that does not have electronic health records. Primary care in Nigeria and in Africa in general and other countries really needs to be strengthened. What the West is enjoying is the fact that they can communicate with almost all their doctors at once. They can communicate with all their staff at once. All of us, everybody can hear what's going on real time. And it is going to be genuine information. It's not going to be something that is not true. So it's a lesson. I'm really, really keen on helping to strengthen in whatever way the systems in any way at all. But, virtual is the way to go. Technology is the way to go. There's no other way. Anyway, I think I've gone on enough. So, going forward, I'll keep on doing this update every day and keep answering questions. Please encourage us by sending your tips and your ideas, by sending any concerns, any questions. If you're living with somebody that has to be shielded and you want to know how to go about it, please ask questions. If you're in Nigeria or in South Africa or anywhere you are and you're concerned about the system, please just send us questions and we can always sort of answer them as well. But most of all, as I always say every single day, is about making sure that your mental health is strong. Being indoors is difficult, and I've been calling people this last weekend as just making sure I practice what I preach. Now, when I think about them, I call them. And I have several friends who are in the older category, so who are over 65. And one of the things that they've been saying to me is that one of them said, I am depressed. I am depressed. That in their lifetime, they've never seen anything like this. And many people are struggling with their mental health at this time. Just call them and encourage them. It's very difficult to stay indoors, particularly if you're an extrovert. So go into the garden, have an exercise routine, have a schedule. and also for children who are very, very anxious about the situation. I've got a really good video about how to explain this to children. So if you want that link, I have it on Twitter. So if you want that link, let me know. So if you want to share with your children how to explain this, what we now call SARS COVID-19, if you want to explain it to them and for them to understand it, just let me know, and I will share that the link with you, because children are right now extremely anxious, even though they are the least vulnerable group, meaning that if they get it, you may not even know, or they'll most likely survive. I mean, there was an 18-year-old that died of the SARS, of COVID-19. However, he also had underlying health conditions. So because you're young, the responsibility really is on you to stay indoors as well, so that you don't carry it and spread it to other people. But there's hope, there's hope. This will pass. This will pass. If we even say we give it by December, this by God's grace and by all the medical expertise and by all the information that we're sharing, that this will pass. So even just hold on tight, stay strong, keep doing your best. Keep doing your best. And we will weather this, and we will conquer this together. So this is all from me. My name is Monica Alabi, and I run Vine Health. Please send me questions, and I'll be back here again tomorrow to tell you about what's happened in the last 24 hours. Turn off your phones. Don't watch the news all day. Don't feed yourself with negativity. If you have to watch the news, as I say, short snippets of time. Otherwise, it would affect your mental health. And if you want to turn it off completely, and I'll tell you what you need to know tomorrow morning. Please share this video with everyone that you can share it with, and encourage people to send questions as well. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow again. All right, bye.